What's up, everybody? Joey and Christy here again.
Hey,
from
guys.
Credit Rise. We are so glad you are tuning in this week to the Credit Rise podcast. Quick reminder, if you are new here, this is a weekly podcast. So committed to weekly that we are actually sitting in a Airbnb that we basically booked because we're traveling right now and we have nowhere to shoot this podcast. We're getting off a plane. We got to go film a podcast. So let's go do it. And here we are.
And we also needed a bed to sleep in tonight. So
That's
that is
true.
also why we've got the Airbnb, but we are in Victoria. We're going to Tofino for Joey's birthday. Friends are coming out.
You don't know where that is. It's a part of Western Canada, West Coast.
And I just gave you the biggest secret of Canada, of the most amazing place. So you get that for free even on this podcast. Don't spoil Tofino, but you can feel free to visit. And we just absolutely love it. So we are here doing our weekly podcast. And this podcast topic today is crucial. It's something that Joey and I are actually going to really be implementing in our business this year really, really well. Hopefully, we want to, which is why we're doing this podcast, to hold you accountable and us accountable to doing this better.
Yeah, so this is a 2023 marketing trend that Christy and I are going to be implementing more. We know that we need to step up to the plate a little bit more when it comes to doing this tactic. And we want to encourage you to do the same thing because I can guarantee you we're not doing it enough. You're not doing it enough either. So this 2023 marketing trend we are committing to do, and we want you to commit to do as well, is leveraging the power of short-form video, but from a social proof perspective. Creatives all over the world, us included, we do not use the power of social proof enough. Now, if you're wondering what social proof is a sales trigger, and it's one of many sales triggers, but what social proof is basically breaking down the process of how you got somebody from where they were to where they are now, how you got somebody a result, whether it's a testimonial, it's written, whether it's a quote that you animate and put on reels, over like a photo of your client, whatever it's going to be. Those are all forms of social proof. Another better form of social proof that we're talking about today is actually getting on a Zoom call and getting a video testimonial done with your client and then leveraging it long form and then cutting it up and leveraging it short form and putting it online, right? Yeah. So social proof video is, I think, a marketing trend that is going to be massive as we get more and more accustomed to video and engaging with video. The other thing about it is it's also, as we get more programmed to just, hardwire a video, written testimonials are still cool, but they're not as engaging as they potentially could be. So that's why you want to go, okay, the attention is going to video. How do I take my marketing material that's going to make sales much easier, and how do I turn that into social proof videos, right? So,
and you might be thinking, wait, why is this so important? Why is this social proof thing? Why the testimonials, all that kind of stuff? It's because and why it's most important for this next year is because there are a lot of people building businesses online. There's a lot of people promising things online, and maybe 10 years ago, if someone promised something online, everyone would believe it. But now there's scams everywhere. There's people that are like, but did it really work? Does this really work for me? There's so many options out there that probably the most powerful form of marketing you can do in this next year is social proof, because it proves that what you do actually works for real life people, therefore convincing other people to be a part of it, which is why we are so excited about it for this next year, and we think you should be too.
Totally. And another reason why social proof videos are so great is because when you can market really, really good social proof, it makes your sales process way, way easier.
Totally.
If you can show through a video on your website, in your link in bio, wherever you're going to put it, hyperlinked in your pricing guide if you're a wedding photographer, if you can show a social proof video, by the time it gets to the point of sale, that person's probably a lot warmer, a lot hotter, closer to the sale than they were maybe, a couple days ago when they didn't even know who you were, or they did not yet watch that video, right? So it's not just a great marketing tool to get people to really understand what your offer is and how it's going to help them. It's such a great sales tool because it shows them how they fit into, the perspective of the person you're talking to, and they can resonate with the problems that person was dealing with, and then they can, idolize how they've now gotten a really good result that's changed their life in some way. So important. I actually did this on one of our business websites, ineedbrandtherapy.com, which is the brand consulting agency that we got. I took a client that we've done brand therapy for, who got a 25% increase on their annual revenue since we did brand therapy with them, which is huge. They're doing quite a large amount of revenue in a year, so 25% gain on that is very, very respectable. So I went, great. Hey, I want to leverage that. I want to celebrate that with you. I want to show other people why what we did for you really helped you get there. So I said, hey, let's jump on a Zoom call. Let's chat about it. I asked them some questions, threw it up on the website, and we've gotten great feedback on how it's a great trust builder. We're driving tons of traffic to that website. People are getting to watch that video, and instantly a lot of their walls come down because they're seeing somebody they respect, seeing someone they can resonate with, seeing somebody they can see themselves in, get talked through the process of how they had the problems. Brand therapy helped them take them to another place. And because of that, they've got a better result. Their business has grown by 25%. And again, it just makes marketing and then the sales process so much easier when you leverage the power of social proof video, whether it's long form or whether it's short form. So we've got a couple points here that are really going to help you utilize social proof video. These are the things that we are going to be thinking about going into 2023 in order to do it well and do it often. Social proof videos should be something you aim to do as much as you can, get as many of them as you can from your clients, and really make sure you put them everywhere. Cut them up into short form video, blast them all over social, put them on your website, right? Like you want anywhere where someone's going to be looking at an offer, make sure you've got a social proof video there.
Yeah.
And that's something that we've got to do a better job of. That's what we're talking about on the podcast. We're committing to do it, and we hope you do too.
Yeah. So how can you do this? How can you build social proof videos in a way that's seamless and is going to work for your clients? Number one, we would say do it via a Zoom call or a video call, something that basically you can record so that you can really capture the body language of how they're talking, the story in which they're talking about. And to be honest, sometimes when you ask a client to send you a video testimonial of themselves, they freak out and they're like, I have to film this in my living room. Like, I don't have good lighting. And then they just never end up sending it to you. We've dealt with that a lot with past clients. We'd be like, hey, can you send us a video? Never happens. However, someone would be more likely to show up on a Zoom call with you than to make their own video, right? So you got to make it as easy as possible for your clients to be able to give you this great testimonial. And a way you can do that is through Zoom.
Yeah, 100%. So the second thing you want to do is you want to ask the right questions. So here are 4 questions that you want to ask that are really going to help direct the conversation and create a really strong social proof video. So number 1 is, what problems did you have / what were you looking for before we ended up working together? So what problems were you dealing with inside of your business, inside of your life, inside of your fear of your wedding, not going the way you wanted it to go, or wasn't going to get captured the right way, right? Social proof videos are not just for commercial side, totally leverageable with weddings, like huge leverage. So number 1 question, what problems did you have and what were you looking for before we ended up working together? It's a great thing that you want to ask them because it allows your prospect who's watching the video to find themselves in that person's story, right? Really important. Number 2, what was so difficult about being in that situation? What was uneasy about it? What was tense? Why did you want to change it so bad? Well, we weren't growing our business at the rate we wanted to grow our business, so we knew we had to take a step. Or, it was uncomfortable before I figured out that I wanted Christy to shoot my wedding because I didn't feel like I had that security and knowing that my, somebody that was going to be a friend was going to be there on the day to shoot and I could trust them, right? Ask that question. Really, really important. Number 3, what was so great about what we did with you? Ask them, what worked so well for your team? What worked so well for you? What worked so well for you and your husband? Why'd you hire us? Like, what was so great about that, right? Think the how. You really want to help people walk through, here's why I loved how you guys did stuff with us. Here's how I loved how brand therapy helped us get results, right? This is really, really trust building because it shows you have a plan to take people towards a guaranteed or desired outcome. And number 4, the last question you want to ask is, what happened since we worked together? What happened since I shot your wedding? How do you guys feel about your day? What happened since we did brand therapy with you? What happened since I started creating monthly social media content for your brand, right? What happened since I redid your website? Ask that question because that is leading to the result. And people buy results, they don't buy services, right? So those are 4 very important questions. Again, I'll run through them quick. Number 1, what problems did you have before we met, before we started working together? Number 2, what was so difficult about being in that situation? Why do you want to get out of that situation so bad? Number 3, what was so great about how we helped you get out of that situation or get your desired result? And then number 4, what happened since we worked together? What happened since we got you that result? Talk about the result a little bit.
Yeah, that's so good. And then number 3 is ask leading questions and then follow up with questions to get the answer you are looking for. So this is a little pro tip and a little trick that Joey taught me about testimonials when we first started working together is he would go write the testimonial beforehand. So step in that person's shoes and write the testimonial that you think that they would say. Obviously something genuine and honest and something that actually happened, but sit down and write down like, here's what I hope they say. And then when you go into the conversation, you can ask leading questions and guide them along the path to say what you want them to say that's going to be helpful for your company. Because someone might have some great things to say about you, but it has nothing really to do with your business or their problems or the transformation you give people. That's not really being a great sales tactic or a sales tool. I'm sorry. But ask leading questions to get the responses that you want in a testimonial that you can actually use. It's a great tool.
Super good. And then last but not least, the final step of making social proof videos happen is make sure you record it. If you don't record it, it's gone. So make sure you record it, okay? Post it all over your website, then chop it up, put it in shorter versions on social media. Make sure it's hyperlinked in your pricing guide. Make sure, where else could they put it? Did we cover everything? Where else are we going to put stuff like this? Social media,
website,
pricing guides.
Yep.
Pitch templates if you're sending off pitches to brands. Basically put it anywhere anyone is going to be looking at
in your office
and considering wanting to work with you, right? So guys, I hope you take action on this. I hope you leverage this. I know, like I said, Christy and I are going to be leveraging this going into 2020, the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. It's very, very important. Your business will only be as good. Your sales will only grow as far as people see the proof of doing, right? You got to make sure that you're showing the how, and then you're showing the results people are getting. And social proof videos are gonna be the trend going into next year.
And get creative. Try to make them entertaining. Try to make them something that somebody actually wants to watch. Try to get creative on how you tell your clients' stories, because that will attract even more clients to your business. We hope this helped you guys. Hope you have a great week. We will see you obviously next week for our next podcast. And if this was helpful, or if any of our other podcasts were really helpful to you, we would so appreciate if you would leave us a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts. That helps the show grow. It helps other people just like you get help in growing their creative business, which is what we are all about. So if you want to do that, if you want to share in your stories, we would absolutely love that.
Yeah,
and
screenshot.
You guys, screenshot and share it. We love that stuff. So feel free to message us anytime. We love to help you personally. And we're cheering for all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week.
See you on the next one.